Libra, how you doing? So just a quick fire round of bonuses just for weekly readings. How you doing, Libra? So I think I'm going to start looking at also the date. So it is the 10th today. Okay, but yeah, I am hearing though very quickly something's around. Have you got a new motor? Toshiba, something to do with a Shiba or Toshiba, or a dog or a cat. Leo. I'm also picking up a Leo energy around you. And have you got a new car? Something to do with maybe a Cancerian, or you could drive a Toshiba, or you are a dealer. I'm hearing that I'm also a merchant and a dealer. It's like I'm dealing in merchandise. I'm also dealing in, hopefully it's not drugs. Some of you guys have had that from the past. But a dealership, like I'm opening up, or a dealership, and I'm like a car dealership, or a card dealership, and I'm a tarot card reader, and I deal. It's like steel. Again, I'm not going down this road. I am not going down this road about stealing clients. Why is it? No, I'm not. I am not doing it anymore. Sorry, Libra. I know you guys must all sit here and think, man, every time do you start doing these messages, do you start talking about this bad company policy business stealing clients? I ain't doing it anymore. I'm just going to not channel for you anymore. Something to do with at 4. Something to do with the Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with them, frustration, or Emily, but like car dealership, dealing, merchant, company, policy, buying cars, selling cars, or going to buy one yourself, or you're dealing with a Cancerian. Some of you, it could be dealing drugs and stuff like that. I really don't know. I'm not saying that you are, but you could be in dealing with that. But I keep hearing dealing, like deals, like I'll make you a deal, I'll make you a pack, Leo. I'll make you a deal. You could be dealing with the devil. Some of you is dealing with a Capricorn as well. They had the same kind of message before. I don't know what that was about. Something around popular of something. Some of it was prison. Someone getting out of prison. Popular belief. To popular believe. Bailey. Belief. Or tea leaf. Of stealing. Or 7. Cancerian energy as well. Still the same channel messages. Something of, I don't know. Anyway, so Libra, let's see what's going on with me Libras, me luscious Libra. So this is from the 11th, and it'll be like a timeline that starts from then, but I'll list it. I'll list it on the channel, don't worry, Libra. But show me what's going on with Libra, please. Libra, 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 Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. An unfair advantage is all I keep hearing. Like, it's fair, but it's unfair advantage, and I'm just gonna have to keep doing it. I don't know why these keep coming up. Like, an affair or an unfair advantage, or we need to take advantage of this opportunity, and we need to take advantage of it while it's here. So I don't know if you got kids or children here. And there's like an unfair advantage of family where they're saying, because I can hear some kind of like argument coming up, Libra, if I'm honest, of like an unfair advantage. Like, well, that's not fair. Like, you know, that's not fair. And I don't know if it's an affair or it's a family affair, because they're saying it's a family ordeal, right? A family ordeal. So it means that it's only family, like family invited only. Like if you're not a part of this pact and you're not part of our family, then you're not part of our family. In order to fit in, you've got to be a part of the family. And you've got to be a part of the pack of wolves or something. Or like, because I keep picking up like a pen, like penitentiary, or like a pen. And you all have to be in this here, and we've got to get everything from here and round it all up. And I think Leo had the same one, which was Little Red Riding Hood. And it was something around, right, go out, all my minions go out and grab it and put it here or something. But so I'm hearing for you guys that it was something around, it's just a family ordeal. It's just a circle. It's a group of something that's all within it. And I don't know if this is satanic or like if it's like just family. Like it's invitation only. Like that's it. It's invitation only. You have to be invited to it. And if you're not invited, then because I'm hearing the reference of the song as if your name's not down, you're not coming in, or the name Dan or Daniel or Danielle. But like that's my old twin flame, right? But like, don't mention twin flame on here. But yeah, like it's invitation only. If you're not invited, you're not coming in. Like it's I've got a party, right? Say I've got a party, And like it's all invites only, and if you are not invited, then you're not coming in. Like you are only welcome of a certain group of people are only a welcome in it. And I don't know what that is, whether it's a family ordeal or it's a family invitation to something. And like, because it's kind of like a, what do you call it, where the posh people are, like, okay, it's just a red ticket do or something, and like, you know, it has to be higher class and it has to be upper class, and it's only the certain amount of class of people that fit in, is what I'm hearing. Like, you know, like a buffet party, but it's like £10,000 a ticket or something. You know, not saying you're going to one, but I'm saying it's kind of like this upper class. No, we're right up here. In order for you to be with us, you've got to have something about you to say that you fit in with this circle, and if not, you're not welcome. And I don't know what that's for. Whether it is like family fights over something, and like it's quality stuff. Like if you buy it, it's quality stuff, and that's why we're selling stuff like really expensive, and like, you know, if you want it, you can have it, but you've got to pay for it. Like you've got to, like if you want to have something of quality, like if you was to buy a new car and you was deciding to buy a car, for instance, right, and you walk into a dealership, like we sell quality product, right, and if you want it, you can have it on finance or something like that, right, but and it's a company that I keep going on to company all the time, like an insurance company or an insurance policy, or like if you're with us, you get the highest grade of like grading type sort of, like, oh, fuck if I give a shit. Well, I mean, why do I always pick this up when I keep trying to channel for Libra all the time around product? Around like my product is quality, like it's got everything in it that you don't get anywhere else, and it's quality, right? But then quantity versus quality of like, well, how much do I get for the amount that I'm spending, kind of thing. And it's a lot of this like weighing up options of like, well, it's quality product, but you're going to have to pay for it. If you want it, then you're going to have to pay for all of this sort of stuff, but like very expensively, like an up market. Like if you went to down a market here, if you went to the horse races, say, and you was like backing horses and gambling or whatnot, if you was doing that, it would be where they have I don't know, because I don't go to all those soiree shit, but like you go and you have to spend a lot of money on an outfit, right? It has to be the highest quality of outfit, right? And I have to spend a lot of money on my clothes, and I have to spend a lot of money on my look, and it costs me a lot of money to be able to fit in. So if you went to Newmarket races here, in order to go, it's a very expensive ticket, and you have to have like, everybody tries to outdo everybody with like hats, right, hats, and they have like extremely expensive like outfits, and like extremely expensive like clothes. They have to be of the highest quality and very expensive. And then when you go to these places, everybody's like, oh ha 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 ha, like, and I don't like all that sort of shit myself, but it's kind of like, it's high quality, and in order for you to fit in, you've got to reach a certain amount of something, right? And it's a bit like trying to weigh up these deadlines and this kind of like, well, you know, you're not part of my crew or something, or like why do I keep picking up that energy? Like upmarket or uptown girl, like uptown girl, she's been living in a righteous world. Like righteous. Jess, the name Jess, right, Jess. But man, y'all have had this for like quite some time, and it gets on my nerves to keep trying to like, because everybody must be like, Steve, when are you just going to tell us something other than just that keeps coming out all the time? Well, it's constantly there, Libra. I can't get away from it. Like, well, I mean, the story so far is just, I can just see like an upper class thing. Like, in order for the fit in, you've got to be like extremely good looking. Like, you know, you can fucking hell. Oh, I mean, all you Libras like that? Surely that you're not all like that. Where, because I know Libra's a very flirtatious energy, but I'm picking up like, you know, you've got to have a certain thing about you in order to fit in. Like, you've got to be extremely good looking, like, or like this vain kind of feeling. Like, you've got to be in with a crew. If you're not, then you're cast as that. If not, then you're cast as this. Or like, my appearance is everything, and I have to spend a lot of money on my appearance and everything because that's what means the most. So, because they keep saying vain or like vanity, like vanity. A vanity affair. How do I know? I mean, what is this about? Why is that so important to people about their look? Because you keep getting it all the time, if I'm honest. Like, my look is everything. Like, I base everything off my looks, which is pride, right? So it's like, if everybody's a part of this, you know, you have to... Yeah, because if I'm honest, it's showing me signs of like a clique. Like a clique. We've all got a certain clique, right? And I think I came out of it in another reading, I can't remember. And I said, like, you know, when you go to school, right? You go to school. So you've got to be dealing with around Pisces energy, but 3. And you go to school, for instance, right? And you might work at a school or something like this. But you go to school, and everybody's in like a bubble now, right? Like all these kind of like coronavirus bubbles. Or like a clique. And you first go to school and you turn up there fresh and new, right? And you feel like a fish out of water. Like, I just don't fit in there. I don't fit in with this crew, right? So you're like, well, you're the science lot. You're the, like, this lot. And you're that lot. And there's the geeks and the computer stuff there. And I think I said it in another reading. And it's like, you turn up at school and you're like, well, I like one of these people that go to have their lunch and they sit like on their own, like a lunch break, and they've got all these people that are all in cliques, and they're all like, oh, you don't want to see them because they're the druggies, like, oh, and you don't want to go to them because they're the addicts, you know, and like segregating people like a prison sentence, if you like. And it's like, well, that's population over there. They're the real bad people. They're the not so bad people. They're the really good people. And like, in order to fit in with this clique, which one are you going to choose? Are you going to choose them, or are you going to choose them? And like, you know, and it feels like this, whatever the message is, it feels like segregation of popular to belief, right? Popularity, like popularity. And I can't stand all that kind of thing. Well, in my fucking head, I mean, I don't give a shit. But me, when it comes to all of that kind of stuff, I love being a loner. That's where I love doing things my own way. If people do things one way, I'll do exactly the opposite. I will do. So you must be dealing with some sort of opposites attract here within your astrology with whoever these messages are relating for, Libra. But like me, I like to do things individually, right? Individually. I like to be an individual. I don't like to copy people, and I don't like to know anything, and I don't like to do anything. I like to just be able to work for myself and nobody else, right? And that's just me. That's just the way I prefer to do it. I don't like having to answer to anybody. I don't like having to like work for a person. I like to just be able to have my own belief, my own structure, my own way, no interference with it, knowing what I know and doing that and working for myself. That's purely me, all down to the core of what it is that makes me me, which is what you can't never fight against. You can't ever fight against being your own. No one's ever to fault or blame. As humans, we constantly blame everybody else, and we hold everybody accountable for everything in life. There's one thing that none of you will ever be able to do is stop blaming people, because you will always do it. You will always do it. You have to, because you have to pay back. You have to pay karma. You always. I'm not going to go into it anymore, but it's kind of like this, like pay grades and like degrading, pay grading, like promoting but not promoting, and that's why I don't promote. That's why I don't promote. I don't get involved in all of this kind of stuff, you know. I don't. Because I think a lot of it, honestly, is brainwashing bollocks. I do. And, you know, there's too much fucking info that you can have. And the only reason I don't is because... like, a lot of people see things differently than what I do. Everybody has to have a difference of opinion. They'll have difference of what I do. But I can guarantee you a long time ago when I was kind of like, you know, learning, is that people, what I heard, I believed. I was riddled with PTSD and trauma at the time, going through an experience with a Libra. At that point, everything that I absorbed into my head, I believed. Like, fucking everything, right? And I was saying this to someone today, right? And, there was a reader that I watched, right? And she said that in that reading, in the yearly reading, that towards the end part of the year, this person's suddenly going to turn around and leave the other person and come back to what I thought was me, right? But because the reading was completely wrong at the time, right, I sat there, even though I didn't have a choice because I would have waited anyway, but like, I was like hanging on to this, no, I just have to keep going for the rest of the year because I'd watched this yearly reading and I thought, you know, that's definitely going to happen, that's definitely going to happen. I just need to keep waiting and keep waiting for that to happen because I just know eventually that this person's going to leave the other person and then want me, right? And all the things that are absorbing, it was wrong, you know. Back then, people didn't know about Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter and other placements. And they were all into the twin flame bollocks and witchcraft and everything else, you know. And like I said, when you tell a fresh mind certain amounts of information, people don't seem to understand that everybody in goddamn life thinks they're a life coach, right? And that the fact is that you have responsibility of realising that you have people's lives in your hand. So what you're telling people is what they're going to believe in, right? They're probably going to believe in you that much that they believe what you say, right? Then you have followers, right? So you have a great responsibility. So promotion, when it comes to promotion and it comes to like people that may just be starting, you're going to get people that are watching someone of a fresh mind that understands a certain way, that the way they do, right? Against popular belief of what others kind of like know already, that, well, that was stuff I learned years ago and realised that that didn't work. You know, you get people that start to talk about law of attraction and all of this shit. When you get up here, you start to realise that's absolute load of bullshit bollocks. It doesn't. It's just physical astrology. It's just physically just bases down to your experience of you becoming who you are, regardless of it. Now, it doesn't even relate to that my parents raised me a certain way, that I have childhood issues over anything. No, your astrology aligned you up with a person that was supposed to teach you that, and then as humans, we think that we're blaming a human. Because we have to. We have to have energy that we spend of blame, because karma will work off what energy that you put out comes back around to yourself to learn, right? So you're doing those energies. So as a human, we are learned that, fuck Mavis on Facebook, she said that I'm a bad mother because I have 78 kids and blah, blah, blah. And somebody said something about my business and I believe them without actually confronting them and asking them. And so-and-so said this and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm on Facebook all the time and I can't believe that this Mavis said about Duncan and Fufu having a shit. And I'm going to post a picture of my dog having a shit whether you like it or not, and I can do what I want, right? So you get people like this constantly all the time. But people, as a human, we will always think, well, that's because you were raised a certain way. Your mother and father wasn't a good mother and father, and you were raised this way, and it's obviously that. No. You will just end up feeling that way because you're supposed to. Everything happens in your life because it's supposed to. And astrology, you'll have a fixed house, a mutable house, or a cardinal sign in every house within your astrology chart of 1 in 12, but mainly within 1 in 7, right? So it's going to make you feel a certain way. If you've got a fixed moon sign and it's fixed, you will ruminate on shit constantly over and 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 over, and it will take a long time for it to escape out of your moon sign of your head. Constantly can you think about things and not let it go, not drop it, because of your ego, your moon sign, right? So it will ruminate over it and over it. So you're designed the fact that you will think about all this blame and all this stuff that other people may or may not be doing, blah, 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 so on and so forth, spending your karma, and it comes back around to what is supposed to happen will happen because it's designed that way. You are designed of who you are to become who you are for that to happen, of people that you'll meet, of opposites attraction. Law of attraction. It's absolute biblical bollocks. Right? Because it's just attracting energies of what's supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to have karma that detaches yourself from it. You learn to drop it, you learn to drift apart. Some people just won't let go of people till the end of goddamn time. No, I can't let my kids go. No, I can't let this narcissistic person leave my life. I love them. Denial. Right? No, I can't let them do it, even though I fucking don't want them and I hate them. They're supposed to be in my life until the end of it. No, of course not. No. So, you know, and then people will talk about free will. You don't have free will. If you have metaphysics and you don't have time, well then what the hell is free will if time doesn't exist really? People die and time just keeps going on. Everybody's just dropping down, and then we experience war and everybody passing in our lives, but time just continues, the time-space continuum. But you have a choice to take, and you take it, and you soon realise, oh my God, when the energy shifted, I felt a complete different way. And I said a long time ago that I would never go back with my ex, but then like a couple of 3 months later, I did. Because the energy shifted and my mind changed. My mind started to change. That opened everything else up to say, we have your contract. We're telling you that the energy has changed and that you have now changed your mind. Your mind's changed. Your feelings have changed because you're supposed to, right? Because you're supposed to, right? Why on earth? What? Fucking hell. I've got no idea, Libra. Let's stop all that poppycock nonsense bollocks, right? Let's just get on with what people want, right? Let's see. Libra, what's coming up for Libra? Show me Libra, please. Libra from the... So, children. I've got kids, got clients, but it's not good enough. It's not satisfactory enough. I feel down, I feel low, I've lost this opportunity. I had it, and it was right in the palm of my hands, but it didn't quite work out the way I expected. Suddenly, Spirit threw a curveball at me and said, no, this wasn't supposed to happen. It was just something that somebody needed to understand about self-worth, right? About loving, there you go, loving oneself. But like, normally when someone realises about loving oneself, is normally they realise they love someone else, right? That's the way you love, that's the way you love it. See it, is that normally when someone finds out about the Five of Cups is they realise that they just found out that somebody is talking to another person, or they love someone else, or they love a kid more than the others, and they segregate their children. Yeah, well, I had a kid with that bastard, and blah blah blah, and they were a narc, and now the kid's getting it. You know, trust me, I've met people like that. Yeah, but that's the spawn of Satan. You know, that's the spawn of Satan. That was a mistake. I didn't actually mean to have you. Trust me, I've met people like it. They blame a child because of the person that they had a child with. Because that person they didn't get on with, and the child starts to act very badly. And, oh my God, you're just like your father. You're just like your mother. You're a little shit. Right? You're just like your friends. You're just like everybody else. Right? So you have this era of like blame of people where you can get third party relationships. Where generally the whole thing all along is the fact that no one really had an intention, the fact that they were going to leave a person that they were with anyway, you know, because like I said, when astrology works itself out, sometimes you can meet people in life that have children already, right? They have kids, they have children, they have an ex. When that gets involved, you have another party involved. When that gets involved, you get someone else to think, well, you know, and you go around and around and around in circles thinking, well, no, you know, I need to find someone new, because the person is always going to be or is or was or whatever with somebody else. So I have to find someone new. I have to find a new idea. I have to find another approach because it isn't working. Whatever it was that wasn't working didn't work. It didn't work to popular belief of what I thought. I had an expectation that this was going to happen, but it didn't. It turned out where it just didn't work in my favour here. Right? It didn't work out. Okay, so you've kind of got this feeling of nostalgia of an idea that someone had that was going to work, but it didn't. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that it won't. I'm just saying it's this idea that people can have, but then all of a sudden it's just kind of like, well, that doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work. I thought that it was going to be much, 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 much bigger than what it was, but it isn't. Or I thought that the love was going to be much more than what it were when I got in the relationship and realised it's not all what it cuts out to be whilst in a relationship. Or a connection, even, you know. So you kind of got this where someone's grieving the loss of their child, or like grieving the loss of, because I'm picking up that this is a newborn child or a new person, right? New person or newborn child. Because there has been pregnancies around water signs, okay, and a few others. And I am picking that up here. And I am picking up on postnatal depression because I was picking up on Pisces, right? Pisces. And I'm picking up on, it is either a Pisces involved or postnatal depression. Postnatal depression is what I'm picking up. Because I am picking this something, it might not be, but I am picking up that it's something to do with a child. It's something to do with a kid or a child. Of a child, like constantly feeling like the child's always on my back and that I'm always really just going to be a mother, and am I really going to find anybody else that can like father my child? Or like the child is making me feel down because like all I seem to do is be a mother and they don't want me anymore because I've raised children my whole life, and when they go off and do what they want, I'm pretty much just left of being a mother with nobody because I gave up my life to be a mum. Because I gave up my life to be a mum, where's my love life? Like my love life always seems to be an array because I've had kids and I've had children, and now in order to find a stable partner for me in love and life, I have to realise that they have to accept me for who I am and also my kids and children, right? Here. So if this is postnatal depression, because this can be a child that's just been born here, and it can be someone that needs some time. Like, I need a little time to work it out. Or somebody's just realised that somebody has met a new person, and this is either you or the other person that feels the Five of Cups because somebody's just moved on and they've met a new person, and then the other person is kind of like, oh well, I had an expectation that this was going to be like a chance for us to physically keep doing something, but it was fresh and it was new. So the expectation is like, no, we've got something different planned for you and you and you and you and you, right? So is definitely what I'm hearing, that a lot of this could be postnatal depression. It could be the fact that somebody's realising that there's a new person here, but in the group of this is the fact that somebody could have just met somebody new, and somebody finds it very difficult, well, it doesn't have to be very difficult, it's just a Five of Cups, but it depends on how much someone is struggling here to cope with knowing that somebody's moved on with their life, right? And this is guarantee, where most of Gary, the name Gary, or Garantina, I'm also picking up Tina, but like guarantee you, Tina, but I guarantee you that, you know, a lot of you are like, yeah, I know, it's because they're a narc. That's why I've moved on. Right? Blame. Yeah, well, I don't want him in my life anyway. I can't stand him. So I met someone new. Well, good. I'm glad they're in pain. No. Stop with the bullshit. Right? I'm glad that they're losing. I'm glad that they don't have as much as what I do. Stop with the bullshit, whoever that is. Libra. See? Three of Wands. You've got Piscean energy possible, but is it the 3 or the 2? Sorry. 2 of Wands, I'm sure that is. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Sorry, that is a 2. You're doing the number 2 again, Libra. What do you do with a number 2? Flush it, right? Someone has to. It's kind of like, well, what do I do now, really? It's kind of like, well, you know, I kind of feel down about it, but I don't think there's major depression. I just think there's like, well, what do I do with my life now? Because I do think that there is a child here, and it could be a newborn child, and it could be relating to the Piscean reading, okay? And it's like, what do I do now as a mum? Like, you know, what do I do coping with my kids now they've gone back to school? What? Because I've looked after them for so long. What do I do now? What do I do without work? Like, if I haven't got work, what do I do with my goddamn carcass now that I don't have any work? That I didn't have any work for so long. I was just a mum and using, you know, being a mum, everything cushy, everything great, I'm a mum. But now they've grown up and now they've gone to college and school. What do? You know, boredom. Boredom can lead you into searching through boredom, right? Because I'm picking up like bored, like I only do it because I'm bored, right? It's not a great energy. You have to love what you do and love the person that you're with here, because there's possible signs of third party energies, but there always is. You see, third party is not always a love interest. Compared to some people that may just find the channel, you know, some people can go like, well, I know that. No, you've got to, for a start, know. You know, you've got to, for a start, know. Okay. Show me Libra. Libra. What was we going to do with you? See? Julian or Jason or someone that's Jewish, or I think Julian. But yeah, Four of Swords. Or someone that's Jewish, or there's someone else also called Juju, I think, on my channel, a couple of people, Juju. But I'm also hearing dumbass from my tutu. But the Four of Swords, rest, recuperation. Someone really here could have either one lost a person, a mother or a child, or physically is in this state here of like postnatal depression. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I need some rest. Like I've got to stop. Or I need some rest. Like, I can't keep doing this. I've got to have a break. I've got to have some rest. Someone could have had an operation. Is also what I'm picking up here. Operatic or operation, like general anaesthetic is what I'm hearing. Jen or Julian, but like general anaesthetic as well. I don't know what that's for. Like anaesthetic. But yeah, it's kind of like, well, I just need to... Somebody's thinking now, like, what I did have, I don't have any more left to do. Like, because I really do pick up this air of boredom, right? Of someone doing things out of boredom. Like, well, I'm just bored, I've got nothing to do. Because I don't. Now what am I going to do? Because of the Five of Cups here, of someone possibly found someone new or something, what do I do now? Like, what do I do? Because there can be like a play thing here, right? Because it can be play scheme, play school, children, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what do I do now without my play thing? What do I do without the interest that I did have? What do I do without that? It's a bit like you go and buy something and then you realise that the interest rate is extremely high. Because I'm picking up, well, what do we do with the interest rate now? Like the interest rates or the housing rates or like the mortgage or the company or the business. What do we do with it now? Because we have more like outgoings than incomings. Like shop owners and people like that have shops. If they don't have so much of an income anymore and their income rates are up and they own a shop or something and everything else is having to be paid, but things that happened, you kind of like, well, everything is like extremely expensive at the moment. So what's going to happen with the interest, you know? So it's like a lack of interest. Someone is finding it very difficult through the energy of lack of interest, like lack of interest. And this is what I was saying about, you know, people of popular belief so much want YouTube channels and popularity, but they don't actually understand how difficult that is in order to build one, because it's extremely fucking difficult, right? And you have to work for a very long time with nothing. Or you can be given a load of stuff, but people are just not interested in it, right? And if people are just not interested in it, and they all of a sudden just think, well, I'm not interested in it, right? You can have a lot of something, but really get a lot of nothing, right? It's kind of like this, a lack of interest of like, I don't know if I'm just going to bother with it anymore because it doesn't seem to be working, or like, you know... I'm also hearing Ali. But like, I don't know. There seems to be this air of boredom anyway, Libra. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry guys, I'm kind of like just sitting here, just kind of like feeling the energy of what this is, and it does just generally feel like boredom and depression maybe. Probably it doesn't have to be depression, but it can be an underlining thing of depression. It can be just kind of like postnatal depression kind of feeling of like, man, I'm so fed up and frustrated. Like I've got absolutely nothing meaningful in my life that actually keeps me like, man, I can't wait to get up and like I've got, you know, it's like I get up and I've got my kids and like, oh God, bruv. Like that kind of thing, right? That's the feeling. It's probably not that bad because they're all just minor stuff. It's, you know, it's not fucking the end of the world, right? But yeah, it just feels like a struggle at the moment. Okay, so that's your reading so far, Libra. This is a bonus though. Goes over to only on the full access bundle on Patreon. We're going to do you more cards and then clarify them to see what they're really about. The energy will change. Readings on here are different a lot of the time, sometimes, of what they are on here compared to what they are on Patreon, right? It's a different flavour. But do you more cards and clarify them. And then we're going to do is what's the next energy that is coming towards you. So it's going to be love, interest, money, clients, people, outcomes, all that kind of stuff. But it's generally the next move that's made towards you, right? So there can be loads of different messages on different readings. They just really do. It's such a variant of messages that you get sometimes. But it'll be on the other side. It's generally from now, which is the 10th or 11th. I think it's the 10th today. But yes, the weekly. But I'll try and list it in the thing. I do this every day. See, every day in and day out. Do I say the same thing every single day in, day out? Hell, we live in hell, right? You realise that whichever way you are living in hell, paying back everything of eat, sleep, rave, repeat. You get up, have a shit, you go have a wash, blah, 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 have a shower, get ready, go to work, come home, cook the tea, tell the kids to piss off for a while because you're doing my head in, shout and scream at people, talk to people, get home, do the same thing. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat, bruv. It's the same thing any day anyway. So, you know, that seems to be what's here. But yeah, it changes. There's a plethora of readings on the full access bundle anyway. But this is one of the bonuses of where the actual question answered is this reading and what's the next move that is made towards you. Okay, that timeline can be anything, but it'll be the next moves that are made towards you. And you can find the link below to Patreon if you want to join. Any like, share, comment, subscribe would really help also, Libra. Thanks very much, guys, and I will hopefully see you over on Patreon.